Welcome back to our Bluesy Water channel. Today I'd like to go over some of the issues that the Mishin Coil addresses. We call this high frequency vortex electrostatic charge therapy because number one, this runs at 300,000 hertz. It spins in a vortex and it's an electrostatic field. So this has field itself is an incredibly activating, healing field. This is a cousin to ozone therapy. Ozone is made with basically a lightning strike or a lightning storm environment called corona discharge. So if you think, once again, it's really important to understand the alchemy of this therapy. It is like being in a lightning storm. Imagine going up into a lightning storm, 10,000 feet, and not getting electrocuted. So this incredibly deep, penetrative electrical field has tremendous health benefits. So you can do this, by the way, I have this on a splitter. I'm running both the donut coil, which goes about 5 inches. It's very focused. And this is the whole body coil, goes about 10 feet. The first thing you always want to do, put it on your kidneys. You have to develop the kidneys, and that's why we do this therapy only with support. So the kidneys are going to go through a radical transformation, and the next thing you do is work on the liver. Actually put it midsection at the solar plexus region. So I get the pancreas, the liver, the gallbladder, the spleen, and stomach. Now you can shift over towards the liver, shift over towards the spleen, stomach, stay right over the pancreas. Let's say you have digestive issues. Just treat all those organs. But the first thing is the kidneys. Now we go through a break-in period. We have to assess and just see how your kidneys are doing. Once the kidneys are fully developed, you will be able to go through much deeper levels of detoxification. This therapy will detoxify your body. Now this tactical coil, the donut coil, the toroid coil, like we say, goes about 5 or 6 inches. Tester here, there's a tester. Okay. So let's say you had just give me an example of how to use this. You would, once again, on the splitter, you'd have the big whole body coil on the kidneys to start. That's what I'm doing now. I'll do that for about 20 minutes. Typically, then I move up towards the back of the lungs. But again, the second spot you probably want to go to is the liver region. So you might want to go from the back or the front. Now, if you have a known issue, let's say you have some bronchitis, you would simply take this coil and put it where you feel the inflammation, where you feel the energy of the bronchial infection. Let's say you have, as I do, thyroid issues. You could put it over the thyroid. Let's say you have a headache. You could move it to different areas around the head. So whatever, you've had a tooth issue, move it around the tooth. This is just targeted. Now, we're going to go through a list of issues that the Mishin Coil addresses. But just keep in mind, when you want to go straight dead on in an area, use this. This is very strong. This can really wipe out a tumor, so you have to be prepared for what's called die-offs. That's why we have to work with you. We want to make sure that you have a processing, underneath processing program going on for the lymph, for detoxification. Are you doing the practices to detoxify the body? If you're not, we need to get you to do those. You can't just kill a bunch of stuff in the body and have no way for it to leave the body. So you must develop the detox pathways. And this is doing the kidneys with the Mishin Coil is obviously number one for this therapy within itself, because if the kidneys are not working properly, you will not handle the detox. But we have additional protocols that we really feel are very important that you do. And they're very common sense, and once you learn to do this, you'll feel way better. So it's very important on a continual basis to have a way to remove heavy metals, chemicals, viruses, fungus, bacteria, to have the pathways to to have the ability both to knock them out and then to channel off all the garbage when they die off. All right, I'm going to go through a list of some of the things the Mishin Coil addresses. Okay, now, number one, this comes out of Russia. We love this therapy, but we make no claims personally. We're just giving you what comes out of Russia with what Alexander Mishin has found in his clinical experience. I haven't worked long enough with this, although personally, I will say I'm incredibly impressed with this therapy along with ozone as an antimicrobial, in other words, fungus, virus, bacteria. Everything depends on whether you're doing the work. We can never ever make a health claim because everyone is at a different level of practice. If you're doing really high level work, you're integrating all the therapies as we encourage you to do, you're going to have a better shot, but there is no guarantees. So we do have our overall disclaimer, see a doctor, and we can only tell you what the action of the therapy is, but we can't tell you if you to do 7 things in concert and you do one and then say, well, you're going to, why aren't you getting a result? We always recommend understanding the synergy of therapies. However, that being said, where does this tool fit? It is a profound field, has incredible healing benefit. And again, it integrates incredibly well with medical ozone therapy. But you must, I hate to repeat myself, you must understand our whole antimicrobial program. All righty. So this is an initial list of a bunch of diseases, and this how to use it. That's why we give support. We really just monitor you at the beginning. Okay. So here are some of the diseases that it works on. We have worked with practitioners, and we let them know what this therapy is and how it works. There are very few people in the country, practitioner-wise, that actually do a combination of medical ozone and Mishin Coil. There are a lot of people in the alternative community doing ozone, but my experience is it is not enough by itself. Number two, if you go to a clinic, it's very expensive. You can do home ozone and Mishin at home, very inexpensive to buy this stuff. Do it on a regular basis, not go broke, and get results. But you need to find a supporting practitioner who can just basically monitor your kidneys, your liver. We do advocate, if you have a clinician who does ozone, to get a booster once in a while, maybe some 10-pass IV ozone. But the rectal insufflation at home on a regular, consistent basis, along with this Mishin Coil therapy, incredibly powerful. You're going to kick ass over any practitioner type of therapy because you're going to be able to do it day in and day out. Mishin Coil, once you break in, is something you will do for hours at a time. We can send you this list. It's a very long list. We can send you a write-up. We have a little Dropbox folder that has 3 things in it. It's a really good article explaining Mishin Coil. Just show that to you real quick. The Mishin Coil, this is going to explain, works on what's called closed loop formations. Now, closed loop formations, just think of it as an energy field that's kind of blocking energy flow. It's containing some kind of information within it that should be dispelled, discharged. But they talk about this happening at the causal body level. In other words, if you're suffering, if you ever feel like there's something come upon you, something in your consciousness. Now, I call this kind of like viruses. This is like memory viruses. These are fields of energy that are in a lower state, that haven't been, let's just say, they need to be, instead of closed loop, they need to be well, here it goes. Let's just read what this says. Apart from the physical effects, there is an interaction with more subtle, casual bodies. In eddy current medicine, such bodies are called eddy bodies or just eddies. Hence the name eddy current medicine. In esoterics, the same bodies are called astral or subtle bodies. Exposing an antibody to an electrostatic influence results in its harmonization and purification from foreign elements. Our physical body is merely replicating in an eddy one and therefore comes to a normal state as well. So I've had some people say, well, we're just a bunch of fields. I mean, in terms of our consciousness, if there's something in our field that feels like it doesn't belong there or is stuck, we wonder how we can move that energy. And, you know, you might go for a run, you might do stuff physically, but it always seems that there's these sort of like viral almost consciousness fields that need to be busted. So some people would call those entities, ghosts. Other people describe them as thought forms. But this high electrostatic field tends to purify this, what's called the astral field, from the sort of these coagulating thought forms, you might call them. All righty, so this gets into sort of more metaphysical, but just to really make this practical from my work, when I would work on a body, I could really sense these fields, these energetic fields, and they get denser and denser, and literally they could turn to tumors, heavy-duty fascial formations. In other words, the consciousness keeps replicating a belief, and even though it's in your mind, eventually it shows up as a physical block field. So this is basically the essence of acupuncture that I do. You're really working on fields that become very dense, and now you got the so-called physical. So we all know that Einstein said energy is matter. So very slow down, ignorant, replicating energetic patterns turn into material forms. All righty. So we can send you all this information. And this describes the kit that you would receive. And once again, when we say C, Anti-microbial Program, this is the foundation that you need to have in place so to make this therapy really successful. So quite a list of diseases, incredible at purification, great on the colon. Your bowel activity will increase considerably. And one last thing, this is what I call a fire therapy, so is ozone. In other words, some of the terminology would be called pro-inflammatory. The fire is the gift. That's how it works. It cuts through things with its fiery nature. If you're susceptible to inflammation, we also recommend offsetting this with doing hydrogen or Brown's gas therapy. We have a variety of Brown's gas hydrogen machines we offer. And that's an excellent, excellent anti-inflammatory therapy and a great cellular therapy. All righty, so just keep in mind that this Mishin therapy is extraordinary. It's one of the most powerful alchemies I know of, and we would love to help you integrate it into your home practice. So if you have any questions, please give me a call, Andrew@bluesywater.com. Thank you.